if you look at the history of empires, there was Babylonian exceptionalism, there was Persian exceptionalism, there was British exceptionalism. It's the easiest thing in the world for a superpower at the top of its game to say we're number one.
Okay, so Wilson's amazing, right? So but one thing I would add to this that might be helpful, or just another angle to it that I think might be helpful, is often when we think in terms of empires, we think in terms of nation states, right? We do that all the time. I do it all the time. And we talk about American exceptionalism all of the time. And he just illustrated all of these different nations and empires when they're on their top of their game. They do this, and that makes sense. However, one thing that I think is helpful for us as Christians to step back and to look at this, our empire, our kingdom extends past all nation states. It encompasses the world. It is an international empire. So we can speak of Christian nationalism, and I think that's a wonderful thing. We want our nation to glorify Christ, and we want Christ's laws to be exemplified in our laws and all of these things, and we want him to be honored in our education and so on. But that's not something that's geographically bound or nationally bound. So as we have these conversations and we speak of certain types of national exceptionalism, when we talk of Christian nationalism, that's not an empire that's bound by borders. It extends the entire globe.
But when
and it's truly exceptional, right? And it's growing. And nation states rise and fall all of the time, constantly, right? We had a ton of examples just given. His kingdom is forever. His kingdom grows like leaven in the lump and will continue to expand and will continue to be evidently more and more and more exceptional the more he is glorified and the more that leaven leavens the lump.
Founders were looking at the prospect of becoming a great and prosperous nation, which they were very aware of was happening. Thomas Jefferson particularly. They were very aware that if we get to the Pacific, this is going to be a juggernaut, this is going to be a thing. At that moment, they said in the Constitution, we can't give anybody in the American government too much power. They recognized, the founders recognized that Americans were not exceptional at all, and that's exceptional.
That's a really powerful statement, that, what you've just said. Yeah.
Amen.